Flash.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Radiant's turn to ban.
Shadow Demon.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. It's Radiant's ban now. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Dire's turn to ban. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Pick. Radiant's turn to pick.
Behold the horn of Magnus.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Radiant pick. Dire's turn.
Grimstroke.
Chaos Knight.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Dire pick.
Elder Titan.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Radiant's turn to pick.
Terror Blade.
Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. It's Radiant's ban now.
Tinker!
Dyer's turn to ban. Ten seconds. It's Dyer's ban now. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Radiant's turn to ban. Radiant pick. Dyer's turn to pick.
Warchief.
10 seconds. 5 seconds left.
Admiral Conquer!
Choose your hero. Ten seconds. 5 seconds left. Prepare for battle!
That may have been a mistake.
Thank you very much, Tsunami. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, it is time for Spirit to go up against LGD. And my goodness, folks,
what a blessing.
What some kind of hero player combinations we've got coming out. Indeed, as was hyped up, the Collapse Magnus. But over on the side of LGD, the Tinker. There's been so many games, so many drafts in this tournament that a lot of people have felt that maybe it was the time to bring it out. It didn't happen, but it's happening now. And folks, do they have the answer for this Nothing to Say Tinker from the side of Spirit? Can they deal with it?
Oh, could be some limited answers, but if anything they do have is base control and base defense. There's skewers, there's an ET to hold high ground, there's tidal waves and whatnot too. I think we're in for an absolute treat. Who knows which way this one's going to go, but all I know is it's going to be a fun one.
Absolutely. I mean, when you look at both drafts, what do you feel that both teams have really kind of gone for with their approach to this game?
I mean, we just heard it right there from Sai. I think it's a lot of comfort, right? Comfort, but also definitely a lot of heroes that are really popular currently at the moment. But you see Yotoro's bringing out his Terrorblade, which he hasn't been playing as much as some of the other carries. And of course, NTS playing his Tinker. I think it is just these two teams. They know a lot about each other, and we're gonna see that quickly defined inside this game.
Absolutely. We'll see how well Lyle can do in the matchup here against Nothing to Say is Tinker. And sort of beyond the laning stage, who's going to be the hero that has the answer to lock Nothing to Say down and stop him from being able to freely jump around the team fights in the later stages of the game?
Yeah, because overall, you tend to see the Spirit heroes used to be the answer, of course, for the Tinker. Even the Zeus, of course, would have his merit. But overall in this game, looking at Spirit, the catching for this Tinker could be difficult. They have the ET Spirit, probably one of the best scouting tools, and the Kunkka in particular to catch this Tinker, but could fall into some issues. Nothing to say. It's a Nothing to Say Tinker, right? If he's able to get away with it, he will take over this map. And they have a lot of aggressive potential that they can do with Global. They have an AA as well with this Tinker too, so it's got to be a lot of damage that they can have in that early mid-game.
And looking at the side lane matchups, what do you think we're going to get out of this bottom one? The classic sort of CK AA safe lane duo from Shira and YU Smile going up against the signature, the Collapse Magnus, which will be backed up by Mirror's Shadow Demon. Anybody going to have difficulties down this bottom lane? Is there kill potential for either of the sides?
That's a good question. Overall, CK, I don't think has really had any difficult times. As we're saying, this new top,
trying to make a bit of a chase down on towards him. They just popped the meta for that one, but New's fine.
Zoning him away, though.
They're going to take a few extra punches here from Eposhka. Comes in from Planet, maybe just a bit of a bait as New. He's ready to turn with Planet and start to aggressive over the other side. They're in for the first
You've just achieved first blood. Thanks and have fun.
Planet, sometimes you do see these four positions, these creep supports. They tend to just hit the creeps when something like this is happening. Planet immediately runs to his body, so quick little identification can go for that kill. Yotoro does get pretty much every single blasted out of there, but a good kill for this Centaur to start off.
We'll just see that in the first usage of the meta, so it'll be this long period now when you and Planet are unlikely to feel under any sort of heat themselves. He's feeling very solid in the lane, and Eposhka have to be very careful with his position. A bit of an advantage until he gets that kill. He could look to go again when Eposhka gets too sort of ahead of himself.
No, absolutely. But we haven't seen too much of the ET. I think it was only Uncommanded that's been playing it too much. Sure, but you can understand the idea what they want. I think T was talking a lot on the panel about just trying to stall, get that farm up. It's a very, very farm-heavy team that's very looking for this time around. And it's a line that can stall forever. You get a stomp on one person when they're trying to push at some point. You get the skewers back in the base, the tidal waves, etc. So.
I'm talking about stalling, we've seen some incredibly long games come out. If this was one to go to the later stages, who's going to have the better job of stalling and carrying out this game through the later portions?
Spirit has a pretty scary one, but it's going to be the test too, because the Tinker, if he's at a point where he's just absolutely out of control, he can just take over everything.
He can 1v5.
And it's nothing to say, so definitely potential for him having that if he gets off to a good start. And so far, it is pretty good. having a very good matchup here versus Laurel, but Laurel is handling it.
Yep.
16-3, 17-4, pretty much dead even.
Yeah, they're both basically free farming in the mid lane, pushing it back and forth. So no one getting shut out completely at that one. Top lane, bit of aggression here is New, trying for the setup. They've got the Ink swap up with the stomp.
Ooh.
Coming nicely from Miposhka. Holding the back, and they're not able to get the Ink swap pop onto Yatoro. Still bringing this terribly incredibly low. New's going to be able to close it with a push. It didn't matter that they didn't connect with the Ink swap. They still managed to take Yatoro down.
Great plays from New. Lacking a little bit on the last hits, but getting these kills, it's going to set him up for a pretty damn early Vanguard. He's actually buying the boots, so looking for more aggression in this lane. I mean, I like it. It's a lot of magic damage up here versus this squishy Terrorblade.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty frightening for Spirit, right? They're losing heroes despite the fact that LGD didn't need to hit all the spells.
Exactly.
It's a scary part of the map already in the first few minutes. This top lane for Team Spirit, they've got to be more careful and perhaps need to have that extra backup come in if LGD try for that sort of play again.
Quick moves.
Dire's courier has been
Looking
killed.
to set up perhaps on the nothing to say, a rotation that's probably unexpected here.
See if they've got the damage. Set up into the torrent. Has nothing to say. He's got the laser at the ready. Lars still has the X mark, but backup's in
Another
from White
poison.
Smart. Gets the drag back with the X mark.
One more poison.
There's a lot of damage that's going to be coming in onto this Tinker. It's not enough to pop
quite.
him though. Nothing to say. Manages to escape. The attempt unsuccessful by Spirit.
I think the blood grenade was off the mark there.
I think it didn't
right?
connect.
I don't think it connected. I think if it hits, it's very likely to get the kill.
It would have been very close.
Yeah, it would have been close. Good attempt there from Mir. An unexpected gank. I don't think they saw that one coming, but that's the beauty of the Shadow Demon. I think that's maybe also part of the reason, besides, of course, Kunkka being so popular, but this hero stacks. This hero is good to gank with most of his cores. I mean, yeah, with the Magnus and with that Kunkka, it's definitely set up.
A close start. Despite the kills that LGD have been able to pick up, as you can see on the last hits, it's not shaking up Team Spirit. Team Spirit's 3 cores slightly ahead at this stage right now. Collapse. He's more than happy to be left on his own down here. Miro can continue to roam the map right now. This Magnus in a position where he'll be under no sort of threat really from this laning stage unless they bring in additional members, which is unlikely. I think the focus from LGD very much going to be towards this top lane, getting the pressure on the Terrorblade and just making sure they have that backup when required.
Wait, look at this
top
again.
lane.
It's big
Get
damage.
set up with the combo onto Yatoro. It's
Way too
easily
much.
enough. As New takes him down. Not an easy lane as we're seeing here for the Terrorblade. You know, Yatoro, an absolute master on this hero, but getting caught out by LGD's combo.
And he's overall a pretty squishy hero throughout this game versus all the magical bursts that they're going to be having super early in the game, right? That's the reason that the Tinker gets picked up. If Yatoro gets off to a slow start,
Yeah, that's rough.
it'd be hard for him to catch back up. The other thing about the Tinker is that people used to talk about, it's not just that you have this big burst, being able to find this Terrorblade. It's also you just clear the illusions. So TB thrives on being able to farm the map without showing himself. Tinker can easily just show up, wipe those illusions out, constrict the farm too. So tough start for Yatoro New. He's been honestly, he's been the one to watch for me these last few games. His Brewmaster took over, his Night Stalker as well, and now his Centaur is off to a phenomenal start.
At the least, you know, obviously a Terrorblade, Yatoro, he's on a hero that can absolutely back up and recover through through the farm and from the jungle, but not the kind of start he would have hoped to have had. Still trying to hover around this top lane, but it's getting scarier and scarier for Spirit to be up there.
I mean, they've already started moving heroes. They move wide top, so they have the 3 top, and then they have the CK and a 1v1 for Magnus. Versus Magnus, that's 5 for CK.
They're going to try and step in from Miposhka. This time TP backup will be coming in. Lal ready to try and help turn things around, but New, give those.
He still gets the kill.
Yeah, but he just takes the kill. There's nothing they can do to stop New in that attempt. See if they can hold him back at all. I mean, Lal's looking towards him, but New,
He's just walking
he's
away.
going to be able to walk it off. Lal's not going to be able to throw anything down onto the Centaur. He's just getting away with everything in this top lane, New.
And it's a cool approach, because I feel like in almost every one of these games, people just default a lot of times. Like, oh, I'm having good lane, I go Vanguard, you can't kill me. No, New's like, I'm going phase boots, I'm going bring out, I'm playing the aggressive Centaur, and so far, look at that differential. He has 1,000 gold over.
Yeah, I think an exciting start to the game. You can see already in the net worth. This is very much going to be down to the offlaners to see what both of them can do. New coming in with a hot start through this early laning stage. See in the mid, they'll get the setup. Stomp into the boat.
Did it enough, though?
Able to turn and get the laser off onto Lal. No further hits coming in, but the X mark is still there. Now the TP backup comes into play. LGD wanting to try and do their best to keep nothing to say safe, and it will work. This side of Spirit can't go in any further. See Collapse, he's also swung across, but the silence was there immediately. Stampede comes out from New. LGD able to separate themselves from Team Spirit's attempts.
All the little things mattering. Raindrop and a bracer. Maybe not something you expect to see on the Tinkers too much, but nothing to say. He knows. Be a little bit tankier versus this burst as Laurel.
Should be all right here, Planet. Just throwing out a blood grenade for a bit of fun.
And as we know, there's a lot of aggression going on so far for LGD. Lanes are looking good, but as Candle said, and as we see, it's a greedy draft that Spirit is setting themselves up for. And looking at the stacks, they're getting them prepped. I think this is what, a quad hard camp stamp or something like that at the moment, set up inside that triangle for the Kunkka. So they will have these recovery outlets.
No, for sure. Spirit can calm things down even just a little bit. Very likely that you're going to see your Toro's Terrorblade get back up to the top spot in net worth.
As long as they don't lose these stacks. I mean, they might have to go clear them pretty soon just in case of anything, because if a Tinker walks over there, gets cleared in no time. Yeah, lanes, I mean, they've kind of broken the lanes a little bit here. LGD, with this dominance from New, they're going to force your Toro bitch to jungle there. The supports are having to make these moves around to get these stacks around to try to fix things. They're going to work on those stacks.
In terms of Collapse's progress, he's of course going to go straight for that Blink Dagger, 1300 towards it, so should be on
Could be in trouble though.
Having it a good timing. They're in with the silence with the three of them. There's a huge amount of damage that Collapse he cannot withstand. LGD
clean.
Taking kills wherever they want right now, 5-0.
Planet making it happen. All 5 kills are at the back of this Grimstroke so far. Inkswell connecting perfectly. He's got level 3 Inkswell already too. I mean, this is very scary how much magic damage they have. I mean, New's gonna have such an early Blink Dagger too. He's like, screw it, I don't even need the Vanguard. He's gonna have it at such an early time for these early aggressive moves. And they're just continuing to pick up the pace here.
It's gotten to the point now where Spirit, they're not gonna be showing any faces up on this top lane.
Unless they bring a lot of numbers. But Collapse, he actually did port down bottom, so the TP will not be available for the Magnus to be able to join if there's a big battle committed up top. Looks like Laura was able to sneak into the enemy triangle a little bit here. I think he stole a double stack, it looks like. So
bottom
a
tower
little bit extra gains for him.
And Poshka's got to be careful. He's hiding in the trees, trying to soak up some XP.
He's got to be so cautious. Stampede's at the ready.
Going down.
My matriarch will prize.
They'll slowly but surely siege this top tier 1 tower, LGD. Maposhka, he'll start to back off. He does not want to be around here. Too much of a push. They've got the vision on him.
All right, that's pretty much the Blink Dagger going to be finished up for New right after that tower goes down. Trying to give levels, the AA. Why? Trying to get a little bit in the mid lane, but seems like he knows something's up, having that ward on the right side. Does see the Kunk on the Shadow Demon set up. Playing far left, trying to get this level 6 online.
Well, it's got the DD in the bottle, so good amount of burst if you can find some sort of setup around this mid.
Under attack.
Carl. Oh, close to 6 on AA. Oh my goodness.
Yeah,
So close. If why is 6 there? That just is probably a dead Kunkka. Laura has to be a little bit careful.
Planet. He's going for the player.
By
He's
himself.
held up by the Stampede. He's able to close in onto Maposhka. That's going to be Maposhka going
Look
down.
at him go.
Another kill here for LGD as a whole. They're just 6-0. Spirit still struggling to find anything so far in terms of kills from this early game. Toro, he's getting bullied out of this top lane. Has to TP out of there.
It was just bringing the action to him. Him and Planet, right? The 6 kills, they're involved in 5, and then 6 on the counterpart. They're Planet. Super active so far. You see the scans are coming out already. LGD, they're taking notes. They're like, all right, well, Spirit, they're going to back up to their triangle. Could see some early contest come out here. They're actually just going to throw a casual AA blast to scout and potentially snipe someone. Won't connect, but a nice attempt.
Yep, they're going to need time, and Toro obviously with his build, he's approached that, has the Midas on the Terrorblade. He just wants to be hitting the creeps without any interruption. Well, we'll see if the rest of Spirit can create that sort of space for him. Collapse has got the solid timing on his Blink Dagger. He's keeping it hidden for now on the Courier. We'll see if they try and make some sort of move around this reveal of this pickup.
It does feel complicated though, especially with Toro going down full greed route for Midas. All of the heroes on LGD are going to be ready to fight at all.
They want to try and get something mid. TP over to the mid lane. Blink Dagger at the ready for Collapse.
Got the RP.
For the jump, gets the skewer back. Straight underneath the tower. Taunt will miss, but it doesn't matter. They'll still get the kill. A solid Blink Dagger reveal there from Collapse.
Dire is scanning for
He is the one who kind of has to bring back that early game a little bit for them. 6-1. He finds the biggest catch he can. Another one potentially too.
Yeah, should manage to find this one here. X-Mark straight back into the boat. It's going to be a couple of kills for Spirits. They start to get themselves on the board.
Nicely done. Nope, does have that Blink Dagger finished, but as you said, Toro, he's just chilling on the sidelines. Quick little RP usage, and they're back off to getting that farm. So for Spirit, it's going to be a lot of that this game. Getting a quick kill, backing up farming, and it's going to be up to LGD to punish this farm, to find these heroes and hunt.
I mean,
they are looking for.
How easy is it for LGD's heroes to hunt down around that sort of tier 2 area top? Is it easy for them to set up to try and get the Terrorblade, or is this a pretty safe part of the map for Spirit to hold for your Toro to keep farming up here?
It'll probably be pretty safe for some time, especially until they can get out that mid tower. Because there is a lot of counter gank. That's the one thing that Spirit's draft really thrives on, especially for like later stages and stuff like that. ET, Stomp, Magnus, and SD save, so multiple different things they can do to protect each other. If the kill doesn't happen instantly, it could get quickly turned. 6-2. With gold now, Spirit, those stacks starting to work out. 3 cores at 6K. And TS has been slowed down significantly just off that 1 kill.
fully set up around this bottom tier 1, really, Spirit, just in case LGD were going to group up and try for a tier 1 tower push.
I mean, they're going to have RP back up in about 20 seconds.
Yeah, they're ready
very ready
respond.
for this fight. Yep. And they will have pretty decent damage, at least because the ET does have okay levels. Mipushka has hit 6 and Laurel is 11, so if they do catch anybody near tower, very likely they will just pop.
Oh, for sure. I mean, they may have got that tier 1 on the top lane pretty early, LGD, but finding any of the other towers, it's not going to be an easy ordeal.
No, they need to fight for it. They need to get a pick off first, ideally, or get some vision behind tower. They can't just go straight for these towers versus this Magnus.
It's going to be down to if New can get the jump here. Smoke up from the 3 of them, New.
Instant ward down.
And the 2 support, they've got the Inkswell buff, they'll go for the jump on Mipushka.
Quick and easy.
Mega kill.
See if they can turn this into anything else.
Dire's top
Laurel
tower
is
under
immediately
attack.
rotating over, has a shield rune as well, too.
He's
is
running
hard for
straight at them.
He is incredibly tanky. They do not have the damage for him at this point. If he gets the shield rune off.
And they'll back off, they'll get the kill. They'll pull back here, LGD.
They're actually going to give nothing to say the wisdom rune as well, too. I think he was perhaps farming the left side, but they have to give him anything he can just to get him boosted up a little bit. And he's going to, I mean, at the moment, he's got the Aghanims queued up, so.
Cool.
Does feel pretty awesome versus a lot of these tanky heroes and stuff like that, right? So, besides just the Terror Blade, of course, that counter, but yeah, cool.
The game resuming at this sort of pace, I think.
They'll be happy.
Yatora that is indeed going to be in a very happy place. Need to freely catch up here in the farm and this stage, and will continue to be. You know, this is one of those games where he's going to probably be the only man with the Midas.
Does feel
in the long run, that should be set to pay off unless LGD can continue to put the pressure on.
Ready to go again. Collapse. He's got the RP. They're hunting. They see the courier moving toward top.
Might have to just settle for an AA.
Nah, they don't have to use RP. It's a pretty easy kill.
Not the biggest they would hope for.
Get Yatora the kill.
No.
Yep. Perfectly set up.
Quick move towards the twin gates, maybe.
Ooh.
See if they can make a play down bottom as well.
This
Off
is
the
cool.
remainder of the smoke. They've still got a few seconds left onto it. New, he's close to showing himself on the wave.
Huge if they're able to.
And they're bringing further
but they're
teams in around the tier 1. It's a tanky hero. And again, any sort of setup. Maybe Mirror with the disruption, but no, New, he's already out of the area. This is a scary place to be.
They have vision
Look
on
at the TPs coming in. In fact, LGD bringing 3 further TPs in on this one. They're happy to try and fight this. They get the setup here straight away onto Mirror. They'll find the Shadow Demon.
Battle of Vision as soon as somebody shows himself. And that ward, it will actually expire in 30 seconds, so it won't actually be a D-ward. Quick, easy kill.
Yeah, it's all right, making the most of it though, knowing that with that sort of focus down bottom, he was able to push forward an extra couple of waves on the top lane, get some pressure onto the tier 1 tower, so maximizing what he can, even in these scarier parts of the map.
And I'm watching it. I was actually checking to see if Collapse was trying to throw any powers on him as that meta was wearing down. I think he is maybe looking to do so. But still looking for plays. Collapse, he's constantly looking for something.
I mean, so are LGD. We continually see them grouped up pretty heavily. I mean, at the moment, right, we've got 4 of them around this mid lane.
I'd imagine for them, they're looking to accelerate a little bit more.
I think so,
at least
right?
That CK with his timing, since right now he's absolutely a menace. He's got this Echo Saber and Armlet finished up, so if he joins with this team, he's quite a bit stronger than Yotaro if he joins in.
Yeah, you've got to imagine they want to fight. They don't want to sit back, LGD.
No, I would imagine not. Shard is also finished. Planet bought it right away at 15 minutes, so a very, very strong dispel, especially versus something like RP. He's able to be in a good position on this Grimstroke. He could stop a lot of aggression that comes out from Team Spirit. I'm going to keep my eyes on Planet, because he was quite a big difference maker yesterday as well, too, on his Rubik. The spell steals he was able to do. He's been phenomenal, so I'm going to be looking at him.
Collapse. Ready to go. Smoke up between himself and Mirror.
Okay, let's see what we
Got
can
decent
catch.
damage now with the Echo Saber completed over
got
the Blink Dagger.
All 5 heroes are set up in the area as well.
Could be a little bit of a bait. They could look to jump again. And LGD, they are prepared for this one, but Spirit, they have the numbers. Lal, trying to fish for something here with the Torrent. Not going to find anything.
They have ward vision inside that lane, so they do see every time LGD does step up. And he's actually making the first move.
And we'll see if that Collapse. He's able to get the jump even before that gets the drag back on the way you smother. Bring down the AA.
Laurel's gone.
Chaos and corruption.
Spirit getting a bit split there with the focus heading over towards that jump that they made around the mid, but indeed they left their Kunkka vulnerable on the top lane.
And he had vision too. They have that lane ward, so he saw it completely coming in, but just got caught off guard. Maybe just the communication that was happening on the side. Caught off guard. It's a big kill. Slowing down Laurel's momentum.
Wonder what
Shiro get
idiot
the
got
last? Yes, Shiro got the last hit as well too, so bumped up a little bit more.
CK. Shira hitting fantastic timings.
He's huge. He really is quite large, and he's always going to have that buff up, of course, from that Grimstroke.
Radiant's top
LGD,
tower has
once
fallen.
again, everybody to the mid lane. Really trying to look for these constant and consistent fights.
Hey, look, Miposhka.
They'll get the jump. New, in with the burst. There'll be defensive disruption from Mira. But there'll be no getting out of here for Miposhka. Easy support kills that LGD can continue to find.
It's continuous. It's new in Planet every single time, making the setup happen. He almost has the heart finished up on the Centaur already. Once he disassembles the Vanguard, pretty much going to have it finished.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Gonna be tough for them to, fully bring him down. ET Splitter, of course, is probably gonna be one of their better damage functions. It's just that max HP damage, but sometimes it's pretty difficult to keep them always in line with it.
Yeah, Shira, he can really get involved.
He's
Turns
scary.
up, takes the mid tier 1 tower with the BKB complete.
Oh, okay.
Very little chance that Spirit can take him down unless they catch him completely on his own and with cooldown.
Yeah, and immediately just rebuys his Echo Saber too. He's having a phenomenal start here.
This is the timing for the CK. We'll see how much LGD can get done around this.
Right now, I mean, they're not playing like super rushed by any means. I'm sure they're like, we also scale really hard. They always will have this Tinker versus that TB matchup, so he is getting closer and closer to that Aghanim. Maybe that'll be the call where they start taking over the map a little bit more, because it's pretty even in terms of gold so far.
Zero.
Yutaro.
Gonna find Yutaro here with the opening. They're gonna have an Ice Blast flurry as well. Straight in on top of the tower, but Yutaro, he's gonna be going down.
Tower is under attack.
Uh-oh.
Did not expect LGD to be there, Yutaro, but they find him as he walks straight into them completely on his own.
Shiro gets handed a massive kill, and it is right as the Roshan is repositioning down toward bottom too, so they could consider even looking for it.
I mean, in that sort of situation, what do you imagine was going through Yutaro's mind? He just didn't expect them to be playing around this part of the map?
I guess not, right? Just got caught off guard. I mean, LGD has been incredibly active the way that they're swinging around the map with the supports and with Nuance. It seems like 3 or 4 heroes are constantly together, just kind of caught off guard, and now, yeah, that Roche is gone.
Yeah, that was
gone in seconds.
And it was sort of the first time he'd really left his half of the map.
Yep.
I think Yutaro won't be doing that again anytime soon.
He went down the S and Y round. Pretty interesting one. Quite different than I feel like we usually do see on the Terrorblade.
Spirit will be able to secure themselves there.
Mira?
He's going to be
my
fine.
God, he hit
Just
the Healing Lotus.
a shout out from Miposhka's Elder Titan. Aghanim's done. Didn't commit to finish the Roshan. Will still sit there.
Oh, they didn't actually. Okay, good call.
Got it down to about half HP and then decided to pull back from it.
I guess they got a little bit scared because they
Radiant's middle
didn't
tower
see
is
exactly
under
where all the
attack.
heroes were. Okay. Aghanim's now finished.
Dire's
With Laurel,
bottom tower
big
is
power
under
spike
attack.
now. He can look to get involved a little bit more for these team fights, but so far it's been, again, just very farmy from Spirit. 11-4. Now for LGD, Aghanim's finished up for Tinker's. Yep, just still feels like they're going to be moving around at least at these 2 supports, looking for potential setups.
There we go. Smoke
Okay, Spirit's going to do it first.
See if Yutaro wants to get involved or if he'll hold back to farm. Now it doesn't look like he's too keen in joining the smoke. Does have the Eagle song done.
Who are they going to find, though?
He's going to show himself at least the
Radiant's
illusions
middle
around the
tower
mid.
is
Maybe see if he
under
can get some sort of a bait. We'll join the smoke now, but he's ready to reveal. It's a full bait here with a push from the Terrorblade.
Radiant's middle tower has fallen.
Who they are able to grab. I mean, he's walking up. 2,800 HP Centaur.
It's a hard one to go on, even if they get the vision upon him.
Especially if they don't know where Planet is in particular, right? This Inkswell, it could just stop the entire aggression that comes out from them. They can find him.
Try and get the grab. And indeed, they'll get the Grimstone. Dragon back. The Stampede's there, but the Ice Blast was the Q jumps in with a Who's He's going to be on a burst to both floor. Collapses out. And now he's going to be in a whole world of trouble as well. The BKB's pop. They push up for the cook and take him down.
They do get
lose new in return. And a 2 for 2, and it is LGD that are able to take down 2 cores.
Toro gets time to farm though, right? So it's always like these positives and negatives they're going to get out of these smokes, even if they do lose some heroes.
Closing in on the butterfly. Very close to having that one complete at least.
It was good that Laurel actually got the Torrent Storm off. It was very close to him actually not getting that one off, and then they probably don't get that return kill. But even new with that heart, you saw the damage that comes through. Quite a lot that actually blew him up. Now CK items, a full Shadow Blade now for Shiro. So the hunting is going to continue. I feel like for him, he's just going to continue to look to get involved, and a lot of these kills could just get popped if he was able to find them on his own. That plus an AA Blaster plus a Tinker rotation.
We'll head back to deal with the Tormentor on their side of things.
A Planet, careful. This. get a pretty nice one there. Why you smile, able to finish his. On top of also now having his Yule Scepter. We've been seeing a lot more Yules, but I think it's also because of the rise of these Kunkas and stuff like that. It's going to be very nice versus him, and also versus the Magnus, since I believe he did go for the Echo Saber on Collapse. So if they do have vision as the fight starts, could be difficult for Collapse to do the usual, harpoon skewer kind of plays. He gets Yulesed up, they can just fully go for him.
Yeah, he's going to be trying to get that BKB online next, but it's going to take him a bit of time.
We'll need it to be able to get that type of setup first. Still 13-6, gold continue to be very, very close, but LGD feel that they're probably feeling pretty good with getting away with this NTS Tinker so far. Not getting caught out too much.
And we're sort of in that bottom spot there, the lowest of the course for a while, but now he's caught up to both Collapse and you, making the right sort of progress here on his trajectory towards getting the BKB done himself, so he can jump around these fights without the threat of getting caught in a straight torrent from these Torrent Storms from Lyle.
Yes, that's the big thing, right? He absolutely needs this BKB versus Torrent Storm.
DD in the river here, beneath the ward of Spirit, so I'll be aware that he gets picked up if they go for a play with this one.
Shiro swinging around for it with his Shadow Blade. They're instantly smoking with it too. They want something, but it got seen. Like you said, Spirit, they were completely aware of it, so everyone positioned around the area.
At least, even if he was invis. If LGD can still catch them by surprise.
Oh, the big clash looks like it's gonna happen here. Planet, he also buys a Blink Dagger for positioning on this Grimstroke.
Gold for my forward.
People get the big jump.
Spirit, they should be full defensive right now. They know that LGD is going to be looking for this sort of move.
They get the scan, know where they are. Poshka in position to break it.
Yeah, maybe they'll just allow support to get caught here.
Laurel, be careful. He's got Tidal Wave. They have a ward on the high ground. Perhaps they could fish for somebody.
Smart getting the vision set up for themselves.
They're going to go for it.
They're going to get the Stewart back as well. On towards you.
Instant X-Swell.
You. He's going to be able to pop the Stampede still. Gets himself back up to the high ground. Both teams holding back from one another. Is there any further catch? Lyle trying to close the gap over towards New. They get a reflection out on towards the Centaur.
I mean, Spirit wants to catch something here.
It's hard to so much. He's going to be able to wrap it up the back lines. He gets straight in on top towards them, but the Stewart's there once more. Collapse getting Shiro under the tab. The BKB is popped by the CK. Shiro steps back. Soulbite.
He's stuck.
Holding together.
Big stun.
In with the who's done the double leg on him over to the burst. He can throw it down over the defensive disruption. Comes out from Mira. They'll finish in the Kuka. He gets blown up here by the burst to the left. They want to keep it going, LGD. They do not want to allow any time for your Tour.
They know there's downtime. And for Spirit, they need every single spell. RP 5 seconds.
To find Poshka on his own.
And it's right next to the Roche. Now they can likely force it.
Okay, they're going to go for this for sure.
Phantasm. Oh, Shiro had just hit 18 off that kill too, so actually gets the level 3 Phantasm. Sends an illusion to the wave. Should be able to finish it off this time. No ET to scout.
They've got great team fight, but even as a support, Poshka is a crucial part of that. With him gone, Team Spirit won't look to contest this Roshan.
I mean, Poshka really is the biggest scouting element that they have to be able to find this Tinker, find these initiations early on, without just Collapse YOLO blinking in. Which Collapse can now do also. He does have the BKB finish, so a little bit more liberty for the Magnus to pick and choose how he goes in. But now, into that Aegis.
See how much LGD can get done with this Aegis. Tier 2's on the horizon.
How many Philosopher Stones did we get in this game also? Okay, looks like all the supports got Phillies. So we have 4 Philosopher Stones in.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Reed is good.
Sora, he's got his BKB done. Really starting to beef up on the Terrorblade.
I mean, they have what? Is that the double? Okay, double BKB. Laurel not quite having his just yet, but definitely going to protect quite a bit versus this control that we've seen from New in particular.
They split themselves back up despite getting this Aegis. Just trying to work their way towards their next items. We've got the BKB just a recipe or so away from New.
Yep.
The Centaur to have a much easier time just kind of getting him with the Hoot Stomps and being able to reset and looking to come back into the fights with further jumps.
They are grouping up though. Looks like they are potentially going for a smoke out here. Poshka in a very deep position. I mean, look at this warding expedition from oh my
He's
goodness.
getting away with it.
By himself, runs in and gets a pretty beautiful ward down. That's going to scout quite a lot from LGD, and that is not going to be expected at all. So could even catch maybe a smoke that comes out. LGD looking to perhaps get more assertion on the map. They actually buy a gem pretty early. I think we've been seeing quite a bit of 20 to 30 minute gems, but wanting to take advantage of this Aegis timing perhaps with this.
And then I mean, just Yatora, he's really scaling up to be an absolute beast on the Terrorblade. Top CS right now and very much closing in on Toshiro's CK's net worth.
Who knows what could go down? I mean, the Tinker versus the Terrorblade always, so as big as that TB gets, it can fall very, very hard.
But, not necessarily in a point where he's kind of zooming past everyone in the net worth, right? Has been held back, still in sort of that mid-area farm. He's level 20, getting the Eon Disc next, making sure that there's very little chance that Spirit can lock down and kill the Tinker in the team fights by going for that BKB into the Eon. Of course, the team fights will be one thing, and the high ground push, that's going to be quite the other. We don't see a lot of Tinker. We have the first Tinker's appearance that we're seeing here at this international. Pushing into this hero, it's never easy.
I mean, pushing into Tinker's never going to be easy. Pushing into Magnus Elder Titan's not going to be easier. So we could
both sides.
Strap yourselves in. Could be in for a long one.
Spirit, they're on the hunt. Poshka, allowing collapse. Going to do a quick sweep of LGD's jungle, see what they can find.
Still not quite a BKB finished up on Laurel, though, so does probably have to be a little bit careful how far forward he puts himself, at least at the start of the fight.
Dire is scanning for
They'll
enemies.
find anyone down here. They pop a scan around the creep camps to see if anybody's stepping around this area from LGD, but LGD completely on the other half of the map.
The last time there was a kill, it's been, what, like 6 minutes or something?
Who is feeling more calm in this sort of situation? Is it Spirit or is it LGD? Or do you think it's pretty equal?
I think they're both probably feeling pretty good, right? I mean, they have an NTS Tinker scaling versus a Terrorblade, but Yatoro's probably telling his team also, guys, I am the massive. You know, I'm getting away with murder. I'm getting away with so much farm on the map here, but it's really going to be up to how those fights be dictated. Who gets the jump? And even then, are they going to be able to even break base out of it too? Not easy for either side. Little bits of vision. Spirit trying to reclaim those.
Both teams close to one another.
We're all leading with the charge.
Trying to get some vision himself here off the back of the Silver Edge, leading forward. Once again, LGD to the Twin Gate. At least ready to hold around this area. Gem just now hit in the Poshka.
All of it really does feel like it's just going to be down to that one big jump. Whoever gets the vision, whoever gets that control, whoever finds one of these squishier heroes, is nothing to say going to be able to use a rally of team fight, like rally of spells in a long duration team fight, or is he just going to die right at the start of it?
These moments, you know, Yatoro just item after item, getting very close to being able to get the nullifier. And pretty much is his 6th item. Already here, 34 minutes on the Terrorblade.
Not feeling the love.
That sort of laning stage, nothing more than distant memory here. So the full recovery has been made by Yatoro.
They're just running as a unit. Look at how they're just running together across the map. All 5 heroes of Spirit. Wherever Yatoro goes, they go.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
It's LGD. Chiro.
Seeing what sort of catch he can get.
Radiant are
Mira
scanning
is
for
pretty
enemies.
far up right now.
Scanner's hit.
Scan could have been done on an illusion.
Indeed onto an illusion. They're going to be aware of that by the looks of it. They won't try chasing, but Yatoro, he's going to walk into the midst of them. Actually, him. So already the support to be caught is just Mira for now. Yatoro's going to try and fight this, trying to lead in onto a support himself. They're trying to get the blast.
He's isolated.
Plunge the BKB with the physical damage coming in. He never turns, gets the Sunder off. As he'll be able to help bring down one more. He's still being completely focused on by Shiro. The stun comes in. Yatoro is ready to turn back away as he gets out with the invis. Shiro controlled by the top.
going down.
Q is there for collapse. They take down Shiro, and Yatoro survives.
Oh my. Was that like what actually did so much damage? I guess it was the ET and everything in combination, but it feels like the ET actually did so much for his hero.
It sort of seemed that there was a point towards the end of that the rest of LGD, they sort of bailed out on that. They knew that there was no giving Shiro. I think after that initial attempt where they weren't able to 100-0 Yatoro, they're sure they hit him with the blast, but of course that Sunder, it's still going to be there. Gets himself back up to full HP,
Radiant's
and at that point, the whole move, it
killed.
starts to get a bit tricky for LGD, and they end up losing their carry.
So far, I mean, NTS, he can't actually do, I feel like, what he wanted to in that last fight. He got
Radiant's
completely
top
ignored.
tower
Just
ain't
actually
looking
unable
too
to blow up any of
steady.
the targets. Who was actually holding the gem there? I think, okay, Neo actually kept it, so LGD did not lose their gem there, but
Tower's under attack.
decisive fight there from Spirit this time around.
Big stuff for Yatoro. Getting in and getting out of that one. The team bailing him out with their multiple Glimmer Capes, I believe, as well, allowing him to just weave in and out.
And that was what I think is the first BKB reveal too, right? So that long duration one where they can't actually break through him.
That was the money for the Nullifier, and now well on the way to being able to pick up that Blink Dagger.
Playing it cool and calm on Spirit, waiting for the action to come to them. They have such a good lineup to be able to go for those counter initiation plays, and they're ready. They're ready again. 30 seconds till that RP is going to be coming back up. Still positioned around
Radiant's
Yatoro.
middle tower is under
They
attack.
might still be able to burst this Terrorblade, but they have to stop him from getting the Sunder off.
They
Every
have to
time
do
that
it all.
Sunder's there, getting him from 100-0 twice is probably not going to happen right now.
I think we're going to... Okay, yeah, I was just thinking. They had the E-Blade queued up on the Tinker for a long time. I think the Hex is necessary. I think they have
They've gotta have it.
Yeah, they have to have that 100-0 control to be able to bring down this TB before he's able to get Sunder.
Blast coming in towards the pit. Spirit
It's a
holding
few.
this area. LGD, they are approaching.
He still does have vision on that right side, too.
Very close to Shiro having the AC done.
Okay.
Plunger Gold, and he'll have it.
Doesn't mean he spent all out.
Dyer's middle tower looks to be disintegrating.
Oh, that's
He
for
does.
sure.
He admits it.
That's definitely a bit of a risk. We know how quickly this Terrorblade's going to be able to push down towers if a fight goes well for Spirit.
And he also has no boots now, so could be a position where he just gets kited a lot in these next fights if he isn't able to stick on these targets.
Going to get the Roshan here, Spirit. As LGD not able to interrupt this. Aegis now, Yatoro. So even if they are able to burst him, he's going to be back with a second life in this team fight.
That is a huge deal. Collapse now also is going to have Lincoln, so he's going to have the freedom to always be able to get those initiations now too. Spirit,
Dyer
patience,
is
it's
scared
working out for them
enemies.
so far.
LGD still not afraid to step out of their half of the map, though. Crossing the river.
How close to the Hex? Nothing to say, is getting very, very close to it.
Definitely going to be eyes on him. Now, 2, 1, and 4. That's to sort of take a lot of time to catch up on the farm, but very much in a point now where it's getting to that stage where a nice bit of tinker play can take over the team fights.
He does have to watch out, though, as you mentioned, the various saves that there is. And on top of the rum that's always going to be coming out from Laurel, which he's probably going to get off in every single one of these fights, has to watch out for these glimmers and resets as we saw in that last fight. And he goes straight for the E-Blade instead.
Okay,
anyway, so.
just wants to get the
Switches it up.
raw burst damage.
Okay.
I mean, maybe feeling, as you say, even if he's able to have the lockdown of the Hex because of the fact that the saves are there, having that control, that's not necessarily going to get the job done. Maybe better to just focus on bursting the rest of the lineup so that they aren't alive to save and back up the Terrorblade.
Hey, the push is going to start commencing, though, and they have a lot of ways to poke. And yes, he gets caught.
High is there, right into connection with the trees. They're going to drive back there straight in.
He just RP'd.
The BKB up with the RP's there. The damage is out for Yatoro. Nothing to say is caught.
All it takes
90.
one little catch. Collapse, no hesitation. They go on a torrent to scout the tree
I
line.
think it was Lal setting things up, and now the push, it's going to be coming in.
And it's going fast, these towers.
I mean,
with no Tinker, there's no way to slow down.
At least there's tier 2 still up in the other 2 lanes, so they may just let this Rax go.
I mean, it's so risky. If they buy back and he dies, that could just decide the game. So they're just going to sack the Rax. But Spirit, they're lingering around. They want to go for another catch here. Collapse eyeing his opportunity.
He is. You've got to be careful if you get close to the walls of your base here. Collapse will be ready to tear you out of it.
So many different ways for them to reposition on top of that tidal wave too. LGD.
It's definitely starting to look like that maybe LGD just weren't able to get enough done in the mid game. Spirit taking over, and they get any sort of catch like this, especially if it's nothing to say, they're going to be on the verge of taking another set of Racks.
He needs to be way more careful with his positioning here. It's just not easy. A lot of repositioning as we see. Toro blinks in. Meta is wearing off, but they'll get the tier 2 and they'll be able to back off. Pretty damn good usage of that Aegis.
It really is. 9k lead now for Spirit.
They've broken one of the hardest things you can do in this patch, of course, breaking that high ground.
Tower's under attack.
First step.
Radiant's top tower just tapped out.
I respect the fact that nothing to say is respawning in a few seconds. Spirit heading back to their half of the map. LGD, they're trying to chase.
The cooldowns are all coming back up, though. Meta is still on cooldown for about 30 seconds. So RP at the ready. Shiro, he's looking.
Get the pullback into the stun. We'll see a lot of throw down both the defensive disruptions there to try and help Yatoro out of the combo. But the Forest Stone comes in. Jump forward. The Torrent Storm, he can't
get this under.
Right out the side Yatoro. He's able to get back on the full HP. Shiro's trying to see me out the BKB.
RP.
He gets caught by the RP for Collapse. Shiro's going to be going down. They've lost the CK for 85 seconds. News surrounded here by Lal and Collapse. The tunnel went pulling it back over towards Collapse. In the river, nothing to say. Manages to finish off Mira, and they're losing 2 of their cores. Shiro and you taken down.
They keep Yatoro up. He gets the thunder.
Well, nothing to say. We'll manage to get out of that one.
But why? Looks like he won't.
I mean, they were so close to potentially being able to burst Yatoro at the beginning of that fight, but I think sort of the straight torrent from the Torrent Storm, it caught the Tinker at the start of it. Nothing to say. Tried to get in position, but as soon as he was there, he was up in the air. They get another kill on a YU Smile. It's 3 dead on LGD. Spirit, they can look to push again.
I mean, so clutch by Mira. That disruption there, it makes him actually lose. He dodges his own teammate's rum buff, but it gets the same potential. It's well worth it so he can get that Sunder. Just beelines it to Shiro and gets it off.
Very close towards the end of that. Maybe nothing to say. He nearly didn't get out himself.
Almost did not. And now Meta's back up. That was without Meta this fight. Yatoro didn't even need it. Now onto high ground. Collapse 40 seconds till he's got RP, but they're still fishing.
That's all sort of damage they can do at Spirit.
Radiant's top tower is under
LGD
attack.
20 seconds until they've got the full squad back up.
Just nothing to say. I have to be so careful. Literally one stray spell catches him. He's very likely dead at this point. Another Rax to fall.
Radiant's top
Completely taken down as Spirit.
Wow.
A very comfortable hold on the game right now.
Tipping me off.
Still yet to sort of find that fight where LGD are able to set up and allow to allow this Tinker to just run rampant. It just hasn't happened.
They just don't have what feels like enough control and enough burst. They have the one stun that comes in from the Centaur, and then there's a little save that comes out from Team Spirit. Then boom, there goes your Tor, and the rest of the spells just come in. Beautiful execution so far from these 2 supports on Spirit, honestly. Just these little saves and resets they've been able to do with their Glimmer Capes and even disruptions.
As we're seeing, Sean New, he's incredibly
Still
tanky.
big,
The same to be said for Shiro, but this point, Spirit, they absolutely have the damage to still take these beefy boys down.
They're always going to have the percentage damage that comes from the ET and just the overwhelming damage that, of course, kicks off from this Terrorblade, yeah.
Where they can go.
Oh,
Nice, Sam.
and Collapse actually goes for even more.
That's
Even
one of my
further blink.
favorite.
Yep, the Arcane Blink. Love
That
it.
extra little bit of a range as well can really catch you by surprise.
I look at the cooldowns as well, too. 6.2 second cooldown, Blink 7.9 second
Yeah, he's
cooldown.
going to be jumping in, skewering you out, and then he's going to be, it's pretty much as soon as he's done that, ready to jump back in and again and skewer someone else.
Yep, fight's getting harder and harder. LGD. Who do they focus fire is the question. They have to, I mean, it feels like they have to focus fire the supports, but they have to deal with these cores as well.
I mean, I don't know, they just don't sort of have the same impact of starting a fight. It's the same strength that Spirit has. You know, at the end of the day, this Collapse RP, it's going to reign supreme if he hits him.
I mean, the big team fight, in particular from Spirit, it's been reigning supreme.
And they're going to be able to get the opening here. They might just have to let Planet go here, LGD, as they'll start backing away. They'll let Planet go. Collapse.
And another catch.
Actually going to get the grab still with the RP, straight back into the RP.
Look at this
There's
damage.
the sense on you, dead in an instant.
Can't even get out of the stun.
They can't fight them here, LGD. Spirit, too strong, ready to push the waves in.
Look at Shiro. He's looking to try to do something
this is so
crazy.
risky. He's going to try. He's going to open up on a mirror, but the eel disc is there. He's able to assemble it just in time. Mirror's able to blink out as well. He gets
He's
away.
alive.
The buyback will come in from you, but Mirror, he walks out of it. But barely a scratch. The TP out there from Lyle. Mirror also able to TP away. Nothing to say. He'll find Maposhka. But they get the majority of them out. They only lose the one of them. They force out a buyback from you. Things continuing to go in Spirit's favor massively.
Yeah, domination. They even cut the creep wave. Yotaro just sends an illusion even after all that too and kills every single creep in mid. All they find is the 5 position ET. Beautiful identification from Spirit.
What do LGD do? Are you setting up for the high ground? Are you continuing to just try and take your chances outside of the base?
You buy the Hex on the Tinker and you hope with this level 25 that you're going to just be able to get some consecutive back-to-back kills, but it's just not easy at this point. 30 seconds until Roche. Will NTS be able to make that magic happen with a Hex and a 25? They also do have the Aghanims on the Grimstroke, so that's, I guess, the other thing that we can look at. Will there be an enormous dark portrait of that Terrorblade that maybe can also reign supreme? Not an easy fight.
It's alright. He's hovering around here.
Him. Oh, he is.
If he catches nothing to say, he'd be ready to jump in and try and get aggressive upon him. He's seeing if they can catch on towards the Kunkka, but no, not getting tripped up.
Step lively now. Your admiral
Won't
is on
catch him
board.
for now.
Spirit's just been dodging. I feel like pretty much every single movement from LGD. All the moves that they tried to make in that mid-game to be able to slow down this farming draft from Spirit, just they were not able to connect.
It looks like they have complete control on the sort of the second half of this game. Team Spirit, LGD.
Look at Collapse. He's
being
ready.
pulled all over the place.
Blink in 2 seconds. I think they'll back it up, but perhaps maybe setting up for the top. I mean, look at Yotaro and Laurel.
Radiant's middle tower's not
Catch this
feeling
Tinker
the
when he's
love.
doing the split push.
Yeah, they want to make sure that when they go high ground, once again, they've got all waves in good position. They don't want to allow for the split push to happen from LGD.
Roche is also up, so they have to go scout that one out. Yeah, looks like they should be able to claim this one, but this is maybe LGD's chance to go for the fight here. I mean, they have to try something. Are they aware that it's up, though? They do have a scan.
Radiant are scanning for enemies.
So they will know which angle of approach do they want to take. They have a ward on the far right side.
Do they want to take their chances here? The next fight, wherever they choose to take it, it may just be their last one.
Do you want to give a full Aegis cheese and a refresher to your team with this Magnus, though, right? It's like it almost feels like you have to. The Hex gets purchased.
It's so hard to fight into.
Eyes on nothing to say. Can he make magic happen?
Spirit in a much more favorable spot here.
I think did they see him there? Oh, he's right in the fog. Okay, pops up for a quick second, so they do see Collapse now and then inside that tree line. Tough target to go for him. There's double saves behind him. They might just have to go for the risk.
Jiro. He heads in. We'll be going in underneath that sentry and observe a combo.
The lanes are starting to be a problem.
Radiant's
Yotaro
middle
sending
tower is
illusions.
under attack.
I have nothing to say to clear them out for a second right now, but They have to be careful with their positioning every time the Tinker goes back.
I just don't know if they can do it out here.
Look, every time Tinker resets, you see Spirit feels a little more bold to step up.
Hey, the collapse. He's going to be able to try and get the jump. Has to put the BKB. The two of them will get caught by the soul bind.
They've got the Dark Portrait.
Oh, the Dark Portrait. Three collapse and incredibly low. The Hex is there. Take a collapse out. Shiro moves forward, looks towards level up. Wants the BKB in the blade, but the torrent's torn down.
Nothing to say.
Focus the Tinker here, but the BKB's there. Nothing to say. Trying to deep him up.
RP2.
RP catches Shiro. Catches nothing to say. News in with a who stop double ace. But it's going to be a buyback from collapse, and he wants to keep this fight going. Shiro over towards you. He's pushing back the centaur. The further buybacks coming in, the TP as well, over towards you. The backup will be there. The Hex from Nothing to Say comes into play. They jump forward. They take it out a second time.
That's two.
Die back on collapse.
Yatoro, do they have detection? They find
They
him.
got the poison.
But Shiro buys back.
I mean,
5 versus 4.
This is the window that they have to abuse. 2 minutes without the Magnus in the game. LGD, they have to go for everything.
Use it in.
He's in. Husov straight away on him, but Poshka, he catches him on this attempted escape with the TP, but Poshka also the fall.
Goodness. And what a way to start a fight. The double Dark Portrait really coming into play, taking out the Mag the first time. A lot of buybacks though. Just
LGD, they can absolutely breathe sort of a sigh of relief here in a game where they were getting nothing. They found something. They found something to collapse out of the game for as long as he is. This gives LGD the room to get into the Roshan, take this Roche for themselves.
What a beautiful initiative. I mean, the way they started this ward, honestly, vision is something we always tend to talk about. That ward on the side there, as soon as they see a moment to sneak in and get that Dark Portrait, they do get a beautiful connection on two.
Not an easy move to make LGD at all. We'll see again how they're able to pull this one off. It all started with the attempt for collapse, but as you say, the Soulbind into the Dark Portraits onto the two of them. It's just so much damage coming out to collapse, immediately going down at the beginning of the fight. And from this point onwards, things started to get tricky here for Spirit.
I mean, look at the micro also. I didn't even notice on the left side there, but the Dark Portraits with the Stampede just starts chasing the support set as well too. It's chaos from them. Chaos inside this moment too.
And you hitting some fantastic Who Stomps towards the end of it all. And even at this point, you know, maybe Collapse felt that he was going to be able to walk away from it, but the buyback for Nothing to Say coming in, TPing over towards New, meant that there was no escape, and they find that huge kill, taking Collapse down twice.
Holy moly. Now with comfort of an Aegis too on Nothing to Say. A bit better for him. A Hex now also for Planet. They fully finished up on this Grimstroke, so more levels of control that they've actually started to now pick up. They were kind of lacking for
as
time.
well, you know, the fact that there were so many of them there. Honestly, it was lucky that they did only lose from Poshka at that one.
Yeah, if they didn't make the call to just go for the Twin Gate, he could just catch like a double sun and even kill out the Terrible, and we could just be seeing a different high ground push.
Either way, this game in a much better spot now for LGD than it was a couple of minutes ago.
Yeah, Aegis, a cheese. They also have the Refresher Shard for New. Pretty massive.
Of course, plenty of buybacks were expended in that last fight.
Just the two supports on the side of Spirit haven't left. I mean, the Grimstroke does too, but he spent his gold. Planet did commit for the full Hex. Vision, I mean, initiation's still going to be a big thing we have to watch for. They're able to get that kind of jump. If they see collapse on the initiate and go, looks like that could be the answer for LGD.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on
They
board.
have this Aegis, but with the state of the game, likely that LGD do hold things off until they get their next round of items complete. Can't get too ahead of themselves. A bad fight could cost them the game. Getting to that point here, 51 minutes in.
They like that for a bit on both. I mean, Yatoro with no buyback too has to be so careful with his positioning. LGD all grouped together.
It's going to be a scary 4 minutes for both sides.
Who's going to be the one to take the bigger risk? Who's going to go for the big play?
High risk, high reward at this point.
The win, as we call it. Level 25 starting to be hit. CK also now has gotten his Shiro. Quite a bit more damage.
Spirit just staying completely away from this. Right up in their base right
Step
now. Only
lively
Maposka
now.
that's sort of
Your
stepping out
Admiral
here
is
and
on
there,
board.
trying to get some vision out for the team.
That was great.
The rest of the squad making sure that they do not leave their high ground. You know how many ways that LGD have to set up with these, with the invis, with the jumps.
Setting up all over the place too, just with the Tinker. They can just, they have to stick as a unit on the side of Team Spirit or they will get outnumbered and caught outside the base. Minutes left on this Aegis.
Shiro just consistently on the hunt. You know, this is why Spirit are staying as far back as they are. With the DD on this CK, Shiro, if he finds someone caught in a pretty bad spot.
These Hexes. The Hexes, the Dark Portraits, their own allies turning against each other. something to always look at here. The itemization looking good. I mean, but Poshka's considering he almost has his Hex too. Holding on to the buyback, of course, first.
Closing in on the Aghanims on Yatoro. With the buyback on cooldown, he wants to spend up as much as he can.
Moonshard finished up. He's pretty much going to be hitting that critical mass when he does have it finished up. 7 minutes until those glorious neutral items as well, too. Like we said, a very likely game that would go the distance. So far it is.
Definitely going to be watching out for sort of the mirror shields, the Ex Machinas, even maybe the Seer Stone for some of these heroes.
It's now for nothing to say, an extra bit of protection for him. Centaur buyback available. Same thing for the Grimstroke soon too, on the side of LGD. Difficult for them to force anything though, still playing into this Magnus, playing into this high ground defense that Spirit has. Just looking to control the map, sweeping across side to side.
2.5 minutes really, until we see the majority of these buybacks come back up.
They're looking to time the hit with the Aegis though, going down 20 seconds, nothing to say.
They're ready to take this risk.
They find the Tinker.
Step lively now. Your Admiral is on board.
I think LGD, they're going to be aware that this sort of move's coming in.
Oh yeah.
I don't know that Spirit will want to try and abuse that Aegis timing.
Look at the Illusion battle in the mid lane. The CK Phantasm versus the TB Illusion, very exciting.
Not to find anything here, Spirit.
Just checking to see who has more at the moment. Not seeing any on the side of LGD at the moment. I didn't see if any couriers have one.
Got one
okay,
on
they
the
have
courier.
one on the courier. Okay, one on the Grim also.
Yeah.
So
Each of the supports have got one to pop it while you're smiling planet.
So 2 smokes on the side of LGD, and I don't see one on the side of Spirit though. So for the next upcoming engagement, it'd be difficult for them to get that angle if they don't have the initial vision to be able to get the jump.
I've got the Aghanim Shard now from the Tormentor out onto Nothing to Say, which could be quite something still against Yatoro, right, when he's kind of used the BKB and said that reduced attack range. Yeah, you know, it's something.
I don't think I've ever seen more player use Mira. It's jump you.
He's got the Eon Disc at the ready. He can continue to follow this up on the side. Maposhka doesn't stand a chance. Maybe they can find more of him as Mira also taking a heavy damage on the Illusion.
What an angle.
Get the Torrent Storm on the BKB off. Tries to get back. He's in the midst of the fight. The Torrent Storm continues to throw him up.
Big RP.
The RP locked down. They've taken Nothing to Say down. They've taken out you. No buyback available for Nothing to Say. As he's out for 2 minutes. Yatoro also able to fight.
They get Shiro as well.
They don't have buybacks. They don't have buybacks. 50 seconds until Shiro's is back up. And Nothing to Say, he's not even got the money, even if it was back then. You try to hold them out. He's in with the
He's doing a pretty good job.
There from Mira. Buys a chance for Yatoro.
He's just dead.
They knew.
What the?
Goodness. He's keeping this game alive here for the squad collapse. He's trying to find Planet for the blink out.
The Dark Portrait.
The Dark Portrait does the damage. Planet takes down Collapse.
Holy cow.
I can't believe they held on.
I mean, you and
They
Planet.
lost their carry, they lost their mid, both without buybacks, but it doesn't matter. The rest of LGD pull through and keep this game alive.
I knew and Planet have been doing it for a lot of this game, but holy crap, they just actually killed Yatoro. That was a wild fight. I mean, we'd have to see it again, but this was pretty much Yatoro and Collapse versus the world, killing 3 heroes, and then they just get turned on by the Centaur Grim. Oh, man. I mean, Planet having a hell of a tournament. Let's see this one again. The angle of approach there from LGD at the start, too, looked beautiful.
It looked
but
pretty
then
good.
The jump in from Yatoro, I mean...
And they weren't afraid of anything here, Spirit, at the start of this fight. They knew how strong they were if they could get this Terrorblade into prime position. And for pretty much the 80% of this fight, it looked fantastic, right? Yatoro's here, Collapse has got the hold and control. They take out these 2 huge cores. You know, New and Nothing to Say to start things off. Of course, New's got the buyback, but as I say, Shiro and Nothing to Say, they did not have the buybacks ready. So at this point, Spirit, they've got to be feeling fantastic. They know that these buybacks are still on cooldown. So Yatoro, of course, he's going to push onwards, but New and Planet turn it around, and Yatoro caught absolutely by surprise by the potential for LGD to do so.
It's these split-second things, too. If you saw that, we hovered over Planet for a quick second. It was like 1 second until that Dark Port comes back up. So every little thing matters at these points in the game.
I think, yeah, Team Spirit, they could taste the victory there, but it's very, very swiftly knocked away from them once more. LGD keeping this game going.
Oh, man, we're getting blessed. 2.5 more minutes until those neutral items come out. Everyone's buybacks soon coming back up. Gold, of course, still needs to be acquired for some.
Pressure on Collapse now.
Okay. Salvo of that ult.
They're going all out. It's still a little short on the buyback off that purchase. Only 1,000 gold. I mean, that's the thing, of course.
Same thing for nothing to say. I mean, they're both...
He'll have it shortly as well.
Yep.
And indeed, in terms of overall buyback situation, definitely in a better spot for Spirit. Did cost the buybacks from you and Planet to pull off those moves in that last defense.
What rune do we get? Shield rune bottom. B this time around. Such tense moments for both sides. Vision, jumps, everything. All important. Trying to kill off these supports seeming to be a very big answer as well, too. They're very difficult to bring down with all these Aeon Discs and protections. Planet, even now having a Shadow Blade of his own to try to hide himself into the backlines. I mean, he could be one of the most important heroes in this game at the moment. That Dark Portrait, it's a big difference maker.
Double X, double Dark Portrait. It really could set any of these fights in LGD's favor, especially if he's getting it on the big forces, if he's getting it on Yutoro.
Poshka's still hanging on to his gold. Just seen him. He has the gold for the Hex, but he's just been sitting on it, waiting for those buyback plays.
Hitting that timing where it might not be too tempting to take risks with the new tier of neutral items. Just 1 minute round the corner.
Mini Midas is queued up. Not quite yet, but perhaps we'll see one.
Feeling the love.
Roche, it's back.
Who wants to step into the pit though? Both teams having a formidable team fight.
There's very limited vision from both sides at the moment. That one ward placed up top at the moment from the side of Spirit. So, keep these waves shoved in. Collapse. Looking for some type of fishing play here with the X marks. Pretty good ward from Spirit right now. That has not been taken out from LGD.
They're going to try and get the move.
This is giving a ton of information.
Planet, he's going to get
caught.
Collapse catches him immediately to get the jump onto one Planet.
No buyback. Oh, man.
The RP Collapse, he's still got it good to go. Sure with the Phantasm. And the BKB will make sure the Collapse isn't able to pull him back.
He got aggressive. He got the Dark Portrait of the Terrorblade, but put himself in an incredibly dangerous position. Yeah, 2 minutes, no Grim.
Bit of a bait there, really, from Spirit. Collapse immediately in with that jump. Instantly pops the refresher as well, so has this second RP ready.
Absolutely.
If the rest of LGD tried for anything, they'll look to swing attention over to the other side of the map with the twin gates, get down there.
They'll be able to
let's go straight into the pit. But the rest of this Metamorphosis should be able to take this down without any questions coming out from LGD.
I like how there's just no hesitation, though. They you know, these players, they have all the timings and everything. They know this Grimstroke did not have the buy, so no hesitation to get that RP out from Collapse.
I mean, honestly, yeah, and as we said, at this point, it's pretty much the biggest catch they can get.
Yeah.
They can get Planet before he can get any of his spells or items off. The team fight's going to look to be in a pretty solid spot for Spirit.
All right.
The Roshan, Aegis on Yutoro. Here come the tier 5s.
What do we get?
See, it's pretty, but nothing to say.
Busted one on the Tinker.
I think that's the one he was hoping for.
Does he have a telescope on his team too? I know he was carrying the telescope for quite some time, so he won't have both. He won't have a telescope plus a Seer Stone.
Yeah. And Collapse, he's ready to go with a bit of an ode to his previous TI performances. The Horn Toss now online. More than ready to start pulling heroes out of LGD's base. The high ground defense is not going to be easy.
No. Ex Machina now also for Yutoro, the constant refresher on refresher. He actually sells his refresher himself because he has an Ex Machina. He'll buy it out a full Eye of Scotty now for this Terrorblade. Giant Shrink for new. Potential 10,000 HP Centaur definitely coming into play as well too.
Let's see what's going to be stronger. The ability from Team Spirit to jump in with Collapse and rip heroes out of the base, or the potential of Nothing to Say's Tinker just to completely infinitely hold the high ground with this insane amount of spam.
Oh,
he's got a Seer Stone as well.
I love it.
He is going to be jumping in from a mile off, and there we
Look at this.
Gets the grab on a Why You Smile. This poor old ancient apparition out of the game.
Oh my God, this is so insane.
This isn't even fair. I mean, you give
Look at the blink range.
tools, he's going to be catching everybody and anyone. Yutoro's pushing in. They get the jump on his Shiro. Try and skew him out the base. They're getting down here with the road runner's new jump sword over to Yutoro. The Who's gone down. Ice Blast flies in.
You is killing Yutoro.
Yutoro down low. They've taken him down. The watch. Collapse. Also to fall. Nothing to say. Finishes him off with a laser. They're ready to set up around Yutoro. Pops the BKB. He's looking for the TP out. And with the BKB TP, he makes it away. But Poshka will not be.
They got Mira.
New and Nothing to Say. They chased out the two supports. They get Mira as well.
Holy moly.
Nothing to Say as LGD hold.
Oh my, New New killed everybody. 12,000 damage from a Centaur.
Okay, Yatoro able to back in. He wants to try and get these mega creeps.
I always like seeing Radiant's
That was
middle
cute.
barracks
All right,
take
Little
over.
X-Mark play.
An X-Mark play. I mean, they are that close to getting the megas. That does force out the fortification.
This is the highest tier of Dota that you can possibly imagine. These players, this is absolutely insane. New like killed Yatoro by himself, it felt like. I mean, the Centaur, what an absolute monster.
And they started the fight as well, but they sort of nearly got that clean start with the skewer out, but I think what was the Soulbind right from Planet?
It caught it stuck, right?
It's stuck in mid-skewer.
Yeah. It looked a little weird, but I was like, wait, what is this interaction? I thought he was stuck on a lamp or something.
You know, was he going to end up outside of the base or in the base?
Yep.
Oh, he's going for the megas, and he's got them.
Middle barracks
He got them. An easy X-Mark player from Yatoro and Lal. And honestly, that's something to be concerned about for LGD, because that sort of move, it could absolutely come in again, going for the tier 4s, going for the Ancient. LGD, they've got to get all these creeps pushed out of the base and get that backdoor protection back in play. Yeah, we see it again.
Yeah, good. I mean, I could barely see. It looked kind of weird, right? Because it pulled one, but the secondary one didn't. All right, cool.
Just getting in on your
He was on Yatoro.
I mean, sort of him against the 4 here as a Spirit. They could not hold back this giant swing Centaur for just slamming down the Terrorblade.
And look at his target prioritization. He sees the TP coming out, they stop ET, and then he immediately goes for Mira, too. The quick moves. This is some incredible spellcasting.
Quite the push now. They're able to get this push going down the mid lane. They've taken the tier 3 themselves here, LGD. Probably not going to be able to get anything more out of this one. At Spirit, they're pretty much all back up.
I mean, I love that you're seeing the smiles. It's such a stressful situation, but I'm sure both teams are having a hell of a time in that booth. Still anybody's game, but there is mega advantage at the moment for Spirit. A big advantage on those objectives, and they're starting to get the Book of the Dead as well, too. ET has that one picked up. Also has changed his build up a little bit, too. He had the Hex all kind of done, switches it up for a BKB. He wants to be able to stand inside the midst of the fight.
Absolutely. He wants to survive and make sure that this aura is being pumped out the entire time.
Everything matters. Every little thing, as we like to say.
Enemies.
Why are you smart, right? Still holding on to what he's going to decide to go with his tier 5. I'll get the Book of the Dead. Make sure they've got that extra way to keep these waves pushed out. Incredibly important to do so, as I say. You know, they have to be prepared for the fact that Spirit, they can absolutely look for these X-Mark rat plays with the Terrorblade to try and close this game up.
Ooh, nice. And they get a Book of Shadows. I think maybe, I'm always wondering, like, what, you know, maybe Why You Smile had the Book of Shadows or something as well, too, on the Book of the Dead. Maybe contemplating, they were deciding which one he wants, but another form of saves. Mira has 2 charges of disruption, and he has a Book of Shadows, so crazy amounts of different plays he can do to protect his allies.
Still, as we saw before, Collapse, he cannot be underestimated from how much of a distance he can jump in and grab someone. LGD, they're stepping out of the base here.
Bro. They got a vision. Collapse.
He's never going to jump, gets the hold on, drag back straight away, into the fair, push back for your door, and the boats come flying in, puts the Metamorphosis, and then taken down.
Shiro's still alive.
The Metamorphosis, and BKB goes for a second round. Shiro, he's trying to escape him with the invis. Shiro jumps forward.
He's
going to drop back with the X-Mark. Shiro's out of the game as well.
Huge catch. Collapse.
You've got to be ready for this, Magnus.
And he's got another one. He's at the ready. Perfect layering of skills, too. Gets the Terror Wave while they're skewered, so they can't pop anything. Immediately get control. The full Hex now for the Kunkka coming out. They're ready.
They've got to stay right by their fountain. Honestly, if you step anywhere further from the Ancient towards the edge of this base, Collapse will find you.
The Blink Rage is absolutely ridiculous. He can almost hit the tier 4 from where he is right now. A little Harpoon play as well, too.
It's alright.
X plays.
Proceeding on to the tier 4s. You trying with the jump in, but the X-Mark drag back's there.
Poking and prodding. The towers are dropping. They can just keep doing this with the X, and with that Ex Machina constantly as well.
Trying to hold on the spy back. Can get away with that one, but the tier 4's got the Ancient now exposed.
Oh boy.
It's alright.
Hex.
Forward again, they catch him with the Hex, but the X-Mark's there. Hoping you, he's someone of a pocket, but the Effective Destruction comes into play. Torrent up on the wall.
Hex on the left.
Comes down for Shiro. Look at the Hex on the ground. There's all my force.
He's controlled. He's got.
Down Collapse. They turn out on my point wants the BKB. We'll get the sleep shot off towards you. Rules up here as LGD is ready with the second try from Pochka, second time round, but down with the Glim and it doesn't matter. Liu still finds him, jumps in with a who stop. This Shadow, the Book of Shadows there from Mira, trying to buy some extra safety here from Pochka to get away, but New and Shiro stay upon him. They bring down a second New with a double kill. They push back to the side of Team Spirit. Damage still being done here by the Book of the Dead.
Oh, this game could end in a pretty kind of cloudy way where they just say Book of the Deads and the Ex Machina and everything.
There's just so much rap potential at the 67-minute mark.
And there's no glyph for how long? Okay, it's 15 seconds. Still going to have it back up soon.
And can
True defense of the
Can
Angels.
LGD push out quick enough? I mean, it is a minute with there's no Maposhka, no collapse, but it just doesn't feel like enough for LGD. I think they're still going to just get consistently held in their base. He's ready to go, man. He's got the X upon him. They can take him out every single time.
They're hunting behind, though. Mira, get away.
Nearly find him there, but Mira indeed will manage to escape. Spirit, they just got to keep their composure, and they should have a solid chance of closing this one up.
Oh, and they know that Yotaro went all the way back to base. The Phantom actually chased him all the way across there with the X, so they know that Yotaro is back over here.
GD.
Haste.
Getting the lanes pushed out a little bit here. Book of the Dead shoving up bottom. Top, they have Tinker pushing, and they have all three heroes in the mid lane.
Still a little bit of a window where maybe they can try for something while Spirit
Laurel?
the three of them up.
They can't go.
Pull them outside of the base. They get it with the opening stun. The second round is spells in front. Nothing to say. Ready to burst him low. Mira comes in all from disruption, try to keep him safe. But Lyle still goes down.
And now Mira.
Up into the high ground, trying to chase him out. Gets pushed back by the tearaway from Yotaro. See if they can force any of these buybacks. Lyle out for 2 minutes.
Ice Blast to scout.
And
Can
they
it
connect
connect on
the
collapse?
It doesn't look like they'll capitalize onto this one, LGD. They don't want to jump the tier 4s for now. But 100 seconds, no conquer.
And they're getting their lanes dealt with. While Smile just continues to shove out bottom. Laurel getting greedy, getting outside there for just what a medium camp gets punished for it. Quick little scout there from LGD.
Reaper's Guard done now for nothing to say. LGD, they're absolutely in position to try and jump again here aggressively into the base of Team Spirit.
Has he used a Warp Flare, by the way? I don't think, all right? I don't think I've ever seen anyone use the Warp Flare. Why?
Yeah, too many buttons. Even
Too many buttons.
players.
Why? Hits 25, another pretty impactful one. Is going to help them clear out waves and in these team fights, more chaos. Got their lanes in a good position for the fight. 60 seconds, still no Kunkka.
Yotaro teasing with the idea of heading out into the triangle.
It's a risky play.
Oh, it is, but collapse if he can find a grab. Trying to get the ward down. Actually, a little bit low there on the so that it doesn't actually get up onto the high ground. So I'm not going to give them any information with that regard. They'll back up to the high ground of their own base.
I mean, they're considering it, but then they're probably like,
Yeah.
Kunkka's coming back in 30 seconds. You know, our lanes, they're still pretty okay.
Yeah, they're sort of happy to sit back and just hope that LGD don't push in within these next 30 seconds. Wait for the full 5-man to be back up on Spirit.
Your Stone constantly being used to get vision around those high grounds. 70 minutes have been hit. The Wisdom Rune. You know, not 25 yet. Everyone's kind of hit it now already, eh?
Yep. Across the board. Yep. Everybody.
So 30, I guess, for collapse, but
Timing on this rush. Just a minute.
one more minute.
There's the Roshan coming out. Spirit.
They got to smoke. Yep, they know. That Roche could be getting up pretty soon.
And
Get the positioning.
Initiation, it's collapse that sort of is the king right now. This Magnus.
They've got more buybacks right now. They have a lot more bodies they can throw on the side of Team Spirit. 2 buybacks not at the ready on the side of LGD.
How could the axe done on Shiro?
They do.
So an extra way to sort of disrupt the initiation front Spirit. If
I mean,
we can
Nu
get
is-
these illusions pumped out.
Nu is in already.
He's wrapping right around the back. He pumps the Shiva's Guard.
Yotaro.
In on this.
Got a planet.
Oh, planet. They found the Grimstroke. Planet's out of the fight.
In
Buys
fight.
back straight away. You see here, Nu and Shiro still trying to see if they can wrap around for the side. But the Book of the Dead, it's out upon them, kind of stopping them from being able to lead them in the way that they want.
Shiro, they found him.
Shiro gets the drag back. Straight away into the RP. Full focus on towards the countdown. They're taking Shiro down. Shiro out for 2 minutes. Buyback one called out. The Chaos.
They found MTX.
Collapse. He gets another. The second round ready to go. Overall, nothing to say. Nothing to say. Pops the BKB. Trying to keep me out of this one. But Yotaro on top of it. Triple kill for Yotaro. And nothing to say goes down. Instant buyback for the Tinker. But Spirit now 5 versus 4 for the next 100 seconds.
Collapse just pulling out his magic, catching the perfect heroes back to back. Drags them all the way across the fight with that skewer.
Roshan's up. Spirit. They can look to take this. I mean, actually, but.
Whoa. New and Planet.
Forward. He was not expecting to see LGD still out on this point of the map. Law gets caught.
You cannot forget about these two. They've been menaces all game. Again, fighting Laurel Collapse. Won't find the catch.
Makes things a bit more complicated now for Spirit.
Was a buyback.
Like that.
Was a buyback from the Tinker, though.
Should still be able to have the luxury of taking down the Roshan.
Fights are just so wild. How much damage there truly is, but overall the catch again and again from Collapse. It's just been beautiful in these.
See, I mean, this Aghanim, who's going to the SD or the Elder Time?
Ooh. He's got PK. You probably give it to Mira.
Yep, give it a mirror.
Imagine so.
And also taking the Aegis.
Aegis as well. I mean, the saves are pretty damn important right now. All right. Cool. I love it. Supports justice.
I mean, definitely makes some sort of sense, right? Especially when Yutoro, right at this stage, relying on the Ex Machina to sort of refresh his items. When he pops the Metamorphosis, he can't really afford to go down and then come back up. Everything has to be invested in keeping him alive in that one life and making sure that the Shadow Demon is always able to save him. Could just do so.
Yeah, it's besides just these disruptions and stuff too. It's just having, I mean, more and more demonic purges is always massive versus this Tinker. So definitely huge here for Mira. More and more potential to be able to save out Toro as the push commences.
Yeah, approaching the base once more. Shiro's back up, immediate smoke from LGD.
Okay.
Lal, he'll be ready to join the Pusher Spirit in 10 seconds. Of course, worth noticing, Fortification is back online for both sides.
And Neo, his buyback is back at the ready. I don't know why, I just feel like for Neo, he seems to be the most important hero in this, on the side of LGD throughout this entire game.
1 minute until Shiro has his.
Okay.
Dora X marked up, jumps in to get a bit of information.
Big boom. X back. Ice Blast won't connect.
He collapse.
He will connect on two.
Shiro drags them back in the other. The Phantasm's there for Shiro, dodges the RP. Doesn't matter that the damage coming out for Yutoro. It's too damn hard. As he's taken out, Shiro in trouble. They chase up towards the Yule setup there. He'll get the cheat up, but it doesn't matter. Yutoro with the aggressive Sunder helps to bring Shiro down a second time. He's out of the game. 95. Buyback still on cooldown here for the Chaos Knight.
And Collapse, he's got the refresher at the ready, so he can go for another round.
Oh, and he's looking for it. Tried to check out along the tree line. Won't find anything other than an illusion on this jump. But of course, with the low cooldowns, he is ready to jump time and time again.
Hey, he's ready to go every single time. And Miposhka also with his 25. This Earth Splitter cooldown, it's actually doing an immense amount of damage versus these super tanky cores at this late stage of the game. I mean, this Centaur has like 8,000 HP in a lot of the fights. 40, like just 4,000 HP gone instantly.
Can LGD hold this? 4 versus 5. Buyback would have been back up in 5 seconds, but Shiro, he's low on the gold. 1,600 short of Buyback. Spirit, let's collapse. He'll get the grab on the AA. Quick drag back on the YU Smile. A couple of hits from Yutoro, and the AA is gone.
Yutoro's in.
The BKB. They're looking to try and close it. They're straight onto the Ancient. The Buyback comes out from YU Smile. Spirit,
that was instant.
They'll respect that immediate back off.
And Collapse was so quick, he actually popped his own refresher the second the AA buyback comes out, gets himself out of there. No hesitation whatsoever.
Doesn't want to get caught out by this Blink, Yule's Ice Blast combo that YU Smile can offensively play with. Spirit still hovering around the outskirts of the base. Collapse looking for another grab. Smoke up from LGD. They'll look to try and stay hidden. They are going to have to reveal themselves soon, though, to try and pull the creeps off the Ancient. They kept it cool. They didn't put the Fortification. They still had that at the ready.
They gotta reveal their book though. Their book is just standing there, at least to start clearing out some of these creeps because the building is starting to go down.
He's ready to try and force the reaction. Pops the Metamorphosis. He's looking to close it, but the Fortification's there. They were able to force that out, Spirit. They'll back off.
That's their only one. Ancient's already down to half HP. Toro. He's gonna back up and reset for a second here. Gonna get X. He has 20 seconds until Matt is back up.
Oh, look at that jump! Look at that! The jump and the disruption there from here. Holds back you. Shiro, he did on top of Miposhka.
Another save.
Disruption. Buying time for Miposhka to potentially walk out of this one, but he Yules up. The setup's there. Miposhka still managed to get the BKB off. The Gloomy Cake's out. Miposhka, he's able to walk away. Refreshing pop from Lal. He's going to be ready with another round of spells to throw down upon them. They look up towards you. They've caught him with the demonic plunge with the parade. You throw him to the BKB.
I knew.
They raise on towards you. Trying to get down the low ground, but they've got him in the torrent. He's dead for 2 minutes. They've lost you, and they're going to lose more. Collapse. Stewart back on it. Nothing to say. Tinker is out.
Collapse has done it. The two biggest targets it feels like they just call it.
GG is called.
Wow.
Spirit take this game 1, 76 minutes in.
Wow.
LGD, despite their best attempts with this consistent to keep this game alive, it was just too much for them at the end of the day.
Is Magnus going to become the hero of this series? It could definitely be. I mean, we saw what LGD was able to do with it yesterday and sometimes throughout this tournament. Collapse.